guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog, I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog, I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless, yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up. Take the biggest L out of it.
Look how far I came, dog, I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog, I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless, yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog, I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog, I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless, yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up. Take the biggest L out of it.
Look how far I came, dog, I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog, I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless, yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah, and how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get on the screen, everybody. Let me get on the screen. Where I'm pressing the wrong button, y'all. There we go. All right. Hopefully y'all feeling good today. Let me see. Do I need this other light? I'm not going to get distracted by the light, y'all. I'm not going to do it. Let's make sure my sound is coming through good. We'll let it catch up a little bit. It's about a 10-second delay. Okay, sound is good. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Hit the like button on the way in. We need to run this stream up. I tell y'all a little secret. Once my stream goes past 1K views, people start to steal the ideas. I gotta relax. I'm starting too early, y'all. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Get some help.
I gotta get some help, y'all. I'm in a good mood. I'm excited for this stream. This is gonna be a good one. Y'all know how I go. Mary Kay Cabot, why has she been so wrong? Tony Grossi, what skills or processes he using to determine who the Browns might sign? And then good old Jason Lloyd. Every once in a while, it seems like once a month, Jason Lloyd is looking for some BTA. So we're going to give him what he wants. We got a good one. Let's get the greetings in order so we can get this thing rocking and rolling. Selma Fudd, what's going on?
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies.
We ready, Selma Fudd. Good morning, D. This free agency frenzy is insane. It is crazy. Crazy the stuff we got going on. Crazy. Definitely go Browns. You know what it is. Go Browns for sure. We're going to do some big things this year, despite what all the people say. Top of the morning, Black Pearl. Top of the morning. Peace and blessings to everyone. Wait. Hold on, Black Pearl. You throwing me off. Today Monday? It ain't Monday, is it? Wednesday. Okay. Don't do me like that, Black Pearl. Don't do me like that. My days are melting together. So at this point, one slip up, I won't know what day of the week it is. So shout out to you, Black Pearl. CO7 111. Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Cole, you stupid.
Zedric, my dog. Good morning. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Brent, buenos dias. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Good morning, Charmaine. Hardest working woman in Ohio. How you feeling today? Sassy Sagittarius. Good morning. How you feeling? Good morning, Latika.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
He didn't learn nothing. Good morning, Felix. Hey, chat. Hey, D. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Latika, I'm off today up early with my shenanigans. Ready for all the smoke. She ready for it. She is ready for it. And we're going to bring it like only we could. That's what we're going to do. Jason Lloyd gets donkey of the day for lying on Shador. Charmaine talked to him. It's a difference between a fact and an opinion. And we're going to break down which one Jason Lloyd is using. And we're going to break down point by point. And we're going to rewind it back to every other time we had to put BTA to Jason Lloyd and see how he's responded. He hasn't. Where we at? Yeah, Black Pearl had your boy looking. I said, it's Monday? I said, man, that spring forward really threw me off. Tinfoil cap thinking. Jason had a conversation with Kevin recently, and Kevin was ranting about having to say nice things about Shador in the media because of heat in Atlanta. Woo. Remember they blamed all the decisions on AB, and now Kevin is in another situation. He's a CEO, coach, and the quarterback they go get is Tua. I don't want to hear nothing else about Kevin Stefanski knows how to pick quarterbacks. He doesn't know what a good quarterback looks like. Yeah, quarterbacks that hit the market, and the one you go get is Tua. Let that sink in, y'all. This stuff got to stop about Kevin. Kevin Stefanski was a loser as a coach. Check his record. Zedric said, I'm good. Hope all is well. All is good, man. All is good. I kind of had a different idea of what today's stream was going to be about. Then I see a clip of Tyvis on UCSS breaking down, trying to defend Jason Lloyd. And I was like, what is this? So I had to go down a rabbit hole of trying to find out what Jason Lloyd did this time. And I said, you know what? We're going to break it down like only we can. So we're going to get to it. Art Jizzle, what's going on? How you feeling? I got some coffee, y'all, so today might be a little different. Definitely talk to him some more fun. Hit that like button. It's free, just like the greeting. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to him. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit it on the way in. So I kind of mentioned what we're going to go over today. Also, we're going to go over the Maxx Crosby trade that the Baltimore Ravens end up backing out due to his physical. Now, we've seen this historically before in the NFL. We've seen this with Drew Brees. The Drew Brees situation was unique because he couldn't pass it in Miami, but they held the news that he couldn't pass it so he could go sign with the Saints. So they did a favor for the agent. So we've seen this before. This is not new. I know people are going to say, oh, they're up to something shady. That's easy to think, but trades are not complete until a player passes a physical. That is in every single sport. That's every single sport. Everyone. So we're going to say that first. Then another thing we're going to say. People say I'm hating when I say these former football players do not understand how to be analysts. We're going to break down Dan Orlowski asking questions on what the Baltimore Ravens have to do moving forward, and do they have to prove, do they have to come out here and do this, and this because they backed out of the trade? The answer is no. This exposes their lack of understanding. Now, when I just say Dan Orlowski don't know what he's talking about, people want me to give a 32-point essay on why he doesn't understand and what he doesn't understand. Sometimes it's right there. When it's a subject you understand, a person's question will expose that they don't understand what you're talking about. So me, once I hear the question, I'm like, oh, he don't know what's going on. I don't have to go into the big breakdown of it. But this is a time where it exposes Dan Orlowski's lack of understanding, and why not show it? Just happened this morning. So we're going to get to it. We also have the trio of people that are going to be on the show today. Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, 92.3 The Fan, all going to be on the show today. And then we're going to get ready for that main event, BTA to Jason Lloyd.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Tyvis capping, and Jason can stand on his own 2 feet. Jason been doing that the whole time. Shador been there. Why be a human shield? Even if I don't always agree with Tyvis, and in the last year it's been more disagreeing with Tyvis than agreeing with him. I don't think Tyvis is a bad person, and I think he knows the level of backlash that Jason went through. Jason is trying to get up there and act as if it doesn't affect him or impact him. It has an effect on him. It has an effect on him. And since it has an effect on him, that's why you'll see Tyvis come out and try to defend him. But how many times you going to let him keep stepping in it? You do every time he say something crazy, you gonna come be a human shield for him? You just have to watch who you're next to, because the people you are next to can bring you into some stuff and have you answering questions for them. And that's the situation on UCSS. That's what it is. Good morning, Maya. How you feeling today? D, I think the Ravens had buyer's remorse once they seen that they could get Trey Henderson and not have to give up 2 first-round picks. I don't think it was that because I believe they were going after both of them. I think they were going after Trey Hendrickson and they were going after Maxx Crosby. So they're not in a position where they couldn't afford both of them. They let some people walk. So they could afford both of them. I stick to things that I try not to get too far down rabbit holes when it's stuff that I can't prove. So I know that people will say, "Oh, they have buyer's remorse and this and that." Then that opens the door for every single time a trade has been rescinded due to a physical. You can say people have buyer's remorse, and I'm not willing to take that side of that extreme side of it. So that's why I'll say that I just think the physical didn't look good because I've seen it happen in sports before. If this is one of the first couple times that you've seen it, you probably are alarmed by it. But this goes back a long time of people backing out of deals due to health. Is Jason going to defend Tyvis? Of course not. Tyvis is not like us. If you know, you know. Yeah, I don't think Tyvis is a bad person. And I think it's showing by him trying to be a human shield for Jason. When basically you just got to let Jason get what he get. Detroit Gemini, what's going on? The question is, would he shield Tyvis in the future? Of course not. I don't think he is either, but why defend that? I'm starting to believe he was the guy Jay was talking about when he told G. Bush there was someone black who told him he didn't feel he could say. Zedric, you might be onto something. Jason Lloyd is a disgrace to journalism, and Tyvis belongs with him. The truth, because he felt he'd be attacked. I remember that, Zedric. You got a good point right there. The running game will help Shador next season. I totally agree with that. Donnie King tapping in from the Netherlands. What's going on? Good morning, D. What up, chat? What's going on? Jason ain't worth it, though. Jason ain't worth it. This is easy. This is underhand. I think Tyvis just trying to keep his job. I'm forever side-eyeing Tyvis. He should have said nothing. Yeah, a long time ago, I was taught that, you mind your own business and you don't get in business that's not yours. So him doing that, I was like, okay. All right. That's the opening. That's the greeting. Hello to everyone. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this show going. We're going to start off with some motivation. I might have played this previously, or I've just seen this clip a lot. But Brent brought this up the other day, and I thought it was only fitting based on what today's show is going to be about. Let's get to Denzel, my favorite actor. Y'all know that. Let's take this down, put you up here. Denzel, talk to him.
About this fake news. You were the subject of a fake news story.
Oh, yeah, what they say? I was running for president. No, I voted. No, what they say?
You switched your support.
I switched, yeah.
What do you make of all the fake news and it affects
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's the great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it, sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS.
Jason Lloyd, you hear that? Anything you practice, you'll be good at, including BS. They just want to be first. They don't care about being right. I'd rather be late and right than first and wrong any day of the week. I remember saying that to somebody. It was when I was only streaming on TikTok, and a person was telling me, oh, this is a long lead in to you making your points. And I was like, at that time, this was before I had seen this, I was like, do you want me to be fast and wrong, or do you want me to take my time and be right? And this was when I was only streaming on TikTok. So I'm not a person that's going to be sped up for other people just so I could be wrong. So Denzel casually dropping bars as always. Y'all know how I feel. So shout out to Denzel. You have a responsibility in the media to be truthful. And also something to the Jason Lloyd thing. I recall Jason Lloyd. Actually, I'll get to Jason Lloyd later. We'll go over all that at the same time. Let's catch up on the chat, then we go get the show going. This is what we gonna do. Tyvis, you have to choose a side. Stop playing the middleman. They don't do that for us. You are now tuned in to Eliminate the Gray. Eliminate the Gray is where we don't dance in the middle. We pick a side and we state clearly how we feel, how we view situations. Is it making sense to y'all, the name of the podcast, Eliminate the Gray? Is it making sense now, y'all? Hopefully it is. Where we at? Tyvis said Jason doesn't hate Shador. Really, why is he defending this? Why is he defending Jason? That's what I'll say, Donnie King. It don't make sense. It makes no sense. That was a bar. That was a bar by Denzel. He dropped a couple bars in there. I think honestly the Raiders are happy to keep Maxx. They didn't want to him to leave to begin with. Yeah, he was kind of forcing his hand to get up out of there. The hoopla talk and the negativity don't impress me, D. I have it where it is and focus on the game on the field. That's what I'm saying. Talk to him, some motherfucker. Talk to him. Denzel casually dropping bars as always. So true, Denzel. Denzel was speaking like Confucius, dropping bars. Darren Smith, a reporter from Kansas City, listened to UCSS, reached out to Tyvis asking him what was going on with Jason that day and got some pushback. Tyvis took it upon himself to defend Jason. Man. Man. Hey, let me just tell y'all something. I know people want people to do collabs. People want people to go work with other people. But you have to be careful who you align yourself with. You have to. I haven't really watched UCSS in a while. And I watched some of UCSS's last 2 episodes to gather information on my takes for today. And what I saw was ridiculous. I saw people cutting people off. I saw people talking over people. I saw people using the exception to the rule to try to win arguments. I saw people speaking firmly on things and then say they don't have an understanding of it. This is why I stand alone and I'm happy to be alone. This is why I'm happy to be alone and do this on my own, because you being next to somebody will make you look funny in the light. A la Shady McCoy. Look at Tyvis. You start to look funny in the light based on who you stand next to, and I don't want somebody else to tarnish. If I'm gonna go down because I say something crazy, let it be my own words. Don't let it be somebody else's words that's gonna take me down. No. Right. Tyvis does hate Shador. His vitriol and constant discrediting Shador without taking everything into context. He speaks with hatred. We all hear it. We're gonna break down exactly what Tyvis said. Excuse me. My suggestion: if you are in the podcast game, and this is early on in the stream, but I'm gonna give y'all something early on, because I was listening to Jeezy the other day, and what I realized is I'm your favorite streamer. What that means is they're watching. They're watching. It'll always come out. You'll hear things that I say. You'll hear ideas. You'll see people snatch titles, snatch thumbnails, repeat stuff that I've said. So let me drop some game because y'all watching. Watch back what you say. Watch what you say. Go when you make a podcast and you talk 2 hours on the show, go back and look at what you said. Go back and see. I naturally watch what I do because I'm my own editor. So I edit my own clips. So I know it's times where, man, I could have said that better. I should have said this way. I could have worded that better. So I self-evaluate as many streams as I have. That's how often I self-evaluate. These other people do not self-evaluate. So they say things, and when we watch it, we're like, 10 seconds after you said you didn't know, you said something to contradict what you just said. Or you say something hypocritical in the same sentence. So I catch myself and I self-evaluate so I can always get better. I'm telling you, these other people don't do that. They don't know what they say from stream to stream, from pod to pod. So, hey, just take the game from your favorite streamer, because they watching. Back to the comments. Did you get a chance to watch the Fear clip from Apocalypto. I did. He told his son, get that fear from inside of you. Get that fear from inside of you. I did watch that, Brett. Shout out to you. I did watch it. I like it a lot. He said, get that fear from inside of you. I don't want you walking around this way. I don't want you growing up this way. So yes, I did watch it. I did. Yes, Tyvis always wants to dance in the middle. We don't hate if you say something bad about Shador. It's the blatant lies. We not going for it. Since been there, I did nothing but good to the city. For real, Shador been good to the city. He hasn't done anything negative, and just the way that these people who are unhappy in life talk about him is crazy. Yes, D, stand on that island alone. For real, it's some benefits to it. It's definitely a lot of opportunity for risk when you're standing and putting your shoulders next to people. It's definitely opportunity. Yeah, I think he liked I don't know who he liked to kiss, but it don't make sense. I'll say that. My last thing about Jason, anytime you keep saying negative things about a rookie without putting anything into context is nasty work. He had an agenda since day one. He has not changed his opinion. I agree with that, Gemini. Stop watching UCSS after I realized they clout chase for clicks. I saw the clip on the other pod was exactly what UCSS wanted. Lloyd's whole spiel was with a smirk. He wanted to go viral. I agree with that. Blind Beauty, what's going on? I really wish Shador could start to sue people or sue the companies they work for. I don't watch them. I cannot with those lies. Yeah, they something else. What 11s? Good morning. How you feeling? What 11 says, I can't stand Tyvis. He is a flip-flopper. Hey, where's Van when you need him to put them flip-flops in the chat? Definitely get the likes up as y'all come in. Get those likes up, y'all. Tessa, what's going on?
Well.
I haven't watched UCSS in a while, and just me watching it the last couple of days, I was like, man, hey, more power to you if this is enjoyment to you, but I was just like, this is a cluster. This is a cluster. Let's keep it moving. Let's do this first. Let's go here. So today we are going to speak about things in the media, and we're just going to put some definitions on stuff so we have a clear understanding moving forward. Fact. A thing that is known or proved to be true. He ignores some historical and economic facts. Jason Lloyd ignores the facts. Also, another thing we're going to look at. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at opinion, a view or judgment formed about something not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. We're going to hear a lot of opinions today, and we're going to break them down and prove why they're wrong. just giving y'all a preview of things to come in the show. Oh, that's Jason Lloyd. Sorry, Jason.
And now we have breaking news that
all right, my time step changed. Shador's already said he is playing for us, not anybody else. He has said that. I agree with that. He knows Kevin was fired because of it, yet he's still spewing the same lies, even though Shador has all new coaches and they support him, unlike Kevin. For real. Awesome. Glad you liked it. It's a great movie. Mel Gibson holds nothing back. Yeah, I saw that clip. I liked it. I was like, definitely got to add that to my list. Let's move this forward. So, Dan Orlovsky is going to ask this question, and this is going to prove that Dan Orlovsky just doesn't really fully understand this. And people call me a hater because I say, hey, they don't understand what they're talking about. Now, this will prove it based on their question. Let's go.
Micah Parsons didn't get traded till later in the summer. Maybe at that point in time, when Maxx Crosby is healthy again, which is the expectation, maybe that's the time he's traded. We'll have to see.
I have a question. I'm sorry my brain goes here. In a matter of 16 hours, they went from bringing Maxx Crosby in Baltimore, giving him his physical to execute finally this trade, to giving $112+ million to Trey Hendrickson. Do the Ravens have to prove that he failed their physical?
No, it's subjective.
Yeah.
Like this, see, that's the thing that people have to understand. It's not.
There's nothing signed.
It's not pass-fail on the physical. It is based on what we saw, we don't feel comfortable giving up 2 first-round picks for this player. That's what it is. So
and I can literally just say that.
Yes, you can back out of anything for any reason until 4 o'clock this afternoon. First of all, they don't have.
Does it sound like Dan Orlovsky understands this process? Now, I've been called a hater all this year, basically, in 2026 and 2025, when I say a person doesn't understand something. Y'all be the judge. Does Dan Orlovsky understand what they were explaining to him? Or would he not have asked the question if he understood it? Let's put it out there. So when I say Dan Orlovsky don't understand something, even though he played in the NFL, Exhibit A. Asante, what's going on? How you feeling? What's going on, TK? Welcome in. Welcome in. I watched Dan this morning, and Dan was struggling to keep up with this story. He was lost, y'all. He doesn't understand. Good morning, D. Good morning. Oh, I got that one. Good morning, D. Good morning, chat. Shout out to TK. Dan O is lost. Q, I don't know why the Streamlabs bot got you. You didn't post a link, but I'm gonna read your chat. I don't know what that was. My bad. My bad, Q. My bad. That guy, Jason, really embarrassed that show to the point they had to try to do some damage control. G. Bush wasn't going for it at all. Yeah, just they bad. They out there bad, Q. They out there bad. Adam Shifty's voice is irritating. They had all of Shadora's haters on that panel. Foxworth is the worst. If it's not pass fail on the physical, then why say they failed the physical? No, he doesn't understand. He does not understand. So when I'm telling you all this stuff, I'm saying this person doesn't understand. I'm not hating on them. I'm telling you, this is just use the definitions, the right definitions, the Webster definitions. Dan Orlovsky does not understand this process. This is not me hating on him. This is clearly evident. Why is Dan there? He cannot realize running in other teams' end zone. Give me a break. For real. He don't get it, y'all. At one point, Dan asked if the trade could have been done in May. The Raiders couldn't get the draft picks in May. So, Maya, you've seen this whole clip, so you know what it is. He was so lost. Let's play some more.
Give anybody a reason. But it seems like what we're being told is this was the reason. They felt like whatever they saw in that physical convinced them it was not worth the price they had agreed to pay.
What I'm interpreting is that what Dan is doing is you were doing what a lot of fans will do when they'll say, all of a sudden we saw ourselves with a better opportunity and we could just say that we failed the physical. The physical is subjective, as Mike Tannenbaum pointed out earlier today. That would be quite an accusation to make. All these teams operate under at least some assumption of good faith on themselves and each other's part, that if we make a trade, we're going to agree to it. It is also, it is not an opinion, it's a statement of fact. He had surgery. Steffi literally talked to Neil Elatrash at 5 o'clock this morning, the surgeon who performed the surgery. He's been off crutches for a week. So I understand where your mind is going.
16 hours of going like, whoa.
And people will do it. But there is also a perfectly plausible explanation for it where all this could happen without anyone having done anything wrong.
And given the track record of that organization, I think we owe them the benefit.
All right, that's Dan Orlovsky. We see he lacks understanding. D, is Trey better than Max? No. Nope. He is not. That's why Trey Henderson has had some better years in total sacks, but is he better than Max? No. Not even close. That's why when people say, oh, it seems like they did it because they're getting him, that's not it. Because they're not the same caliber of player. Trey Henderson has had better sack numbers, but he's been injured more, and then also Maxx Crosby is way better run defender, and Maxx Crosby's younger, so it's not like it's 1-to-1 the same caliber. They're not the same. they're not the same. Caleb is happy Max wasn't traded. He wants him to come to Chicago. Chicago definitely needs a pass rusher. Key Mathis, what's going on? How you feeling? Kaboom, guess who stepped in the OTR room? What's good? OTR family. We doing good. I'm not a fan of Schefter either. I just take him for what he is. He's just a person. He's a microphone. I don't look for analysis. He's just a microphone. So that's what I get from him. When you see a table of pale dudes, trust and believe confusion is in the order of the day. Dan Orlovsky was so lost on this. I was like, man. And what people want to do is they want to defend him by saying, well, he made it to the NFL. He can make it to the NFL That could be true, but it also could be true he has no idea what is happening right now around him. Let's keep him moving forward. That's enough on Dan Orlovsky. He don't know what's going on. Let's get to Emory Hunt. Now, I know how I view what the Browns have done. I know how other people view what the Browns have done. Ivar, what's going on? Stop by say, does Maxx make sense in Dallas now? The initial word is Dallas's doctor is also the one who got a second opinion on Maxx, and Dallas is saying we're out on Maxx Crosby. So take that for what it's worth. Definitely buyer's remorse and thinking those first round picks turned out to be good players. I don't know that, because I'll tell you why I'm pushing back on that one. I'm pushing back on that because then you will have to question every single time somebody got traded and they failed a physical. And then would you say, was it always buyer's remorse? Or how do you prove that it wasn't the physical? When they're saying his knee is not going to really be healthy enough until May. What is May? May is after the draft. So when they're saying that, I just don't, I'm not believing the buyer's remorse thing. I'm believing that they didn't feel comfortable putting that type of investment in somebody who could have long-term issues with his knee. Look at Brandon Roy for the Portland Trailblazers. Once he started losing that cartilage in his knee and his knee went to bone on bone, he was never the same player. If they're projecting out that could potentially be Maxx Crosby, would you still make the trade? You probably wouldn't. So medical stuff is the stuff that I'm not going to try to question, because then what you're also doing is you're saying the doctors put their reputation on the line to do a favor for Baltimore Ravens. So it's easy to just say that initial part, but you got to think about the trickle down of saying, oh, it's buyer's remorse. If it's buyer's remorse, what about the doctors? I'm just only talking the Ravens in this case, and this isn't the first time they backed out of signing. That could be true, but then are you saying that the doctor is doing them a favor by failing them? Their doctors are doing a favor? Are you saying the independent doctors are doing them a favor? Because they got a second opinion from Dallas's doctor, and the first thing Dallas said after the second opinion was, we out on Maxx Crosby. So that could be a trade chip. They could be trying to lower the value to something more comfortable, but you see how it's a slippery slope? You see how you go right down the hill where once you ask that first question, then you got to keep taking it and ask all those additional questions. So I just say the medical stuff, y'all know it's the same way when players say they're injured. Players are injured. I'm not questioning if they're good enough to play until they get back on the field. The medical stuff is the one where I have hard, fast rules when it comes to stuff that's medical. Hard, fast rules on the medical stuff. So that's how I view the medical. That's how I view the medical. They really diminish his trade value now too. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it. It's a physical game. Health is very important. Ms. Brown, what's going on? How you feeling? Why would Tyvis say he had to be some truth because he was thrown to equipment people? Would he have any good? He would have gotten reps according to Tyvis. He and my bad books again. Yeah, Tyvis, he doesn't even pay attention to what he says. Each team and team doctors all probably have their own standards. That is true. But in this instance, they had an outside doctor come in and evaluate him. A neutral party for another team. So, like, that's what I'm saying. To just say they backed out because it's this or this, what about that neutral party doctor? He put in his reputation on the line. So I just think that's where I'm like, I'm not gonna get into that. I hear you on B Roy. I think I got that one. D, play that later. Wet 11s. What is the short? Just give me a heads up on what the short is. It's a slippery slope. You're right. It's still fresh. I agree. The initial. That's why we heard Denzel say it. Do you want to be first or do you want to be right? I'm going to proceed with caution. That's what I'm going to do. Let's get to Emory Hunt. Shout out to Emory Hunt. what does he believe, or how would he grade what the Browns have done so far in free agency? Let's go, Emory.
And losers of Monday's action. And there.
Hold up.
You about to lose your job.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
What's going on, Marie? How you feeling? Good morning. My bad. Muscle memory. I almost played your old stuff. What is going on? All right, let's get to Emory Hunt.
There was a lot of action. Emory, I'll start with you. What is one team that stands out as a winner that did well in the first day of negotiating?
I will say the Cleveland
Okay, cool.
Browns.
What
I love two of the selections or acquisitions they made. One, Quincy Williams, the linebacker from the New York Jets, Quincy Williams' brother. Tremendous speed. The reason why I love this one is because they lose Devin Bush to free agency, and you don't know if you're going to get JOK back for their football team. So having Quincy Williams there is great. And we talked about this all offseason, how they need to improve the offensive line. Zion Johnson was one of those guys that was flying under the radar, played his best ball last season, growing in the right direction. Now you add a guard next to your right tackle whom you've already signed or traded for in Tyvis Powell from the Houston Texans, and you're already on the right path to building up that offensive line to help out the run game, to help out your young quarterback, Shedeur Sanders.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to go to a team that was much below.
Emory Hunt feeling good about what the Browns are doing. I'm also feeling good about what the Browns are doing. Let's pull this up and set this here. Are we going to set that there? I feel good about what the Browns are doing. The Browns are building out the boring part of the team. This is what's necessary. So I enjoy what they're doing. Before free agency, I told y'all I wanted to re-sign Devin Bush. They lost Devin Bush. They signed Quincy Williams. I'm excited for that. They are signing offensive linemen. That's all I had. My request was offensive linemen. My request was not for wide receivers. I knew what it was. I knew that the Browns weren't going to make this crazy splash. They were not going to get the top wide receivers, none of that stuff. Just build out the boring part, and I'm cool with that. I can see the forest through the trees with building out the boring part, which is the offensive line. So I appreciate that. Tyvis was trying to protect Jason and lost supporters. You are right. I work in injury comp, so my perspective might be a little slander. We have some doctors who move funny. Slanted. Okay, got you. I work in injury comp, so my perspective might be a little slanted. We have some doctors who move funny. Zedric, I agree with you. I just won't put that on all doctors or every doctor, because back in the day, I hurt my back. It was an injury comp claim. I had to go through, the whole process. You know what it is. I'm not explaining nothing new to you that you don't understand, Zedric. I had doctors who said, oh, you can come back and you can work to this level. I had other doctors say you can come back and work to this level. So I totally get what you're saying. I just try to not put too much of my personal experience on it in this situation. So that's what I'll say. Thanks, D. I came in after hearing there was a second opinion. The orthos are just giving their opinions, which also likely includes worst case scenarios. And I mean, if you trade in two first round picks, you want to know the worst case scenario. I'll give you all a little insight into how I view situations and how I think. I build off the worst case scenario first. So if it never reaches worst case scenario, I'm perfectly fine with that. If it only goes the way I expect it to go and everything is good, I'm cool with that too. But I prepare from the worst backwards. Good morning, chat. Hope everyone is doing well. What's going on, A.M. Williams? I was happy to hear Maxx was no longer going to Baltimore. I feel great. It's a great day. Now that Maxx isn't going to the AFC, I still want him to Dallas, though. Marie, remember you asked me the question? I said it's pretty much a done deal. I was wrong about that. Wrong about that. I was definitely wrong. For sure, got to know the body of work from that doctor. I agree with that. One less pass rusher, Shedeur don't have to worry about. That's a fact, Black Pearl. Being a doctor and determining injury level is the art of medicine. I agree with you there, TK. Why not do the physical before announcing the trade? Because it's a quick news cycle. They want to get it out. They want to get it out. Let's go here.
This is a foolishness. Foolishness.
C. Anderson, what's going on? Good morning, D, and the Off the Record family. More in listening mode. My thoughts are not important, but I will pose a question. Y'all don't hate me. CA, you good? Just ask the question. You are all good. You're all good. All right. Let's get to, so we just saw how Emory Hunt responded to what the Browns have done so far. Y'all know how I feel about what the Browns have done so far. Let's listen to the Cleveland media, who doesn't watch a lot of film, who doesn't really watch a lot of guys in college. They don't know what's happening in the upcoming draft, but they have an opinion about it. So let's listen to it. Let's see what they talk about.
Hoping for with legal tampering. We got one. We got it after watching Devin Bush sign in Chicago for 3 years, $30 million, 21 of which was guaranteed. The Browns have signed an offensive lineman, signing Chargers left guard Zion Johnson to a 3-year, $49.5 million deal with $32.4 million of it guaranteed. He is a left guard. Mm-hmm. I think that is quite the commentary on Joe Bitonio's future, at least in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he grades out as a good, not great player, kind of in the line of what we talked about with Rasheed Walker, although Rasheed is a left tackle.
Yeah, what's interesting, a couple interesting things I think about Zion. One, he started his rookie season as a right guard, played his entire rookie year as a right guard. It was actually awesome. He made like the PFWA all-rookie team. They moved him over to left guard, and he's just kind of been fine. But I agree with the sentiment that this means I would think Joe Bitonio is done here. That's kind of like the resounding statement you'd have to make off of this.
Yeah, and what's interesting is what's the team that Joel has been most linked to in free agency? If it's not Cleveland, it's the Chargers. So if we just get a left guard swap, if we just go by the numbers, they get the better player, but you're getting the younger player and somebody to kind of build with over the next little bit of time. If this is your best move, like, I think this is a better signing than Howard is. Like, I think Howard is a fine player. I think Zion Johnson is maybe one cut above that. I still need like another player in this realm to really kind of have confidence with this offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, again, not that the grading out stuff is everything.
So if you are part of the Patreon, you know I told y'all the PFF grades. I'm not going to do everything based on PFF grades. We're going to put on some film and see, are there any redeeming qualities or traits that we believe they could use and work on? And I think there are for Zion Johnson. So I feel good about it. This is the boring part of it, that for whatever reason, they just want to take this side of it, that it's all bad, even though they don't have a better plan or a better idea of how things should go. So y'all are seeing the trend. They're gonna be negative just to be negative, y'all. They're gonna be negative just to be negative, just so y'all know. I agree, and I agree, D. I agree too in the quick news cycle. Yes. Who's to do with the beard? Asante, he is always on here. That's Nick. His name is Nick something. He worked in Charlotte before going back to Cleveland. Is it Nick Wilson? His name is is Nick. I think it's Nick. I think it's I think his name is Nick Wilson. Y'all know what to call a doctor that graduated last in their class? Doctor. For real. They're always thinking negative. I agree. They never look at the positive side of things. Daisha, what's going on? Good morning. Tyvis tripping. Jay is holding on to the garbage that was said all season about Sanders. The problem is he won't let it go. He won't let it go. Nick always negative. I agree. Too busy looking at PFF, for real. I know the dude be flip-flopping. All right, I thought it was Nick. I wasn't sure. Try to remember. Let's push it forward. Let's push it forward. All right, okay. Yeah, let's push it forward. All right, Mary Kay.
Offensive line guys. So I guess the question in this is
Mary Kay. Now, we're making our way through the Cleveland media. And the situation with Mary Kay is this, y'all. She's been guessing. She has been guessing about how things are being done, how or what the Browns will do next, Last Wednesday, I had a stream and I said the Cleveland Media no longer has access. Their access has been denied. And I remember early on in that stream, somebody said, "Is this clickbait?" And I said, at the end of the stream, let me know if it's clickbait or not. So we went through and proved that it wasn't clickbait. A week later, we're going to look at the Cleveland Media. Mary Kay suggested any person who ever came in contact with Ty Monken as a potential target for the Browns. And I was like, is she just Googling who came in contact with Ty Monken and then writing up a story about it? She was the one who was saying, oh, go after Mike Evans. She's also the one that's always talking about quarterback. Yep, I got it right here, Zedric. She's the one who always talking about quarterback. And now it's even more solidified that I was right last week with saying their access has been denied. Let's listen to her. What's the first thing she's going to say to this question?
What does all this mean, you think, for the big decision that Joel has to make today?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because, when I saw that they signed someone who played left guard for the last 3 years, that immediately said to me, Joel's going to be announcing his retirement soon. But then I was told that's not necessarily the case. So I don't really know.
Most honest thing she said, I don't really know. I can't remember which chat it was, but in Patreon, somebody asked the question, and I said, it's pride and ego in Cleveland Media, and they refuse to just admit they don't know what Andrew Berry's going to do next. So they keep trying to speculate and say he's going to do this next, he's doing that next, and they continuously get it wrong. And then when they get pushback, they get upset that people are pulling receipts on the things they've said. And to me, that's crazy. Because nobody forces you to come out here and say these way out there things. Nobody forces the other guys on 92.3 The Fan to talk about every single quarterback that comes available and say the Browns should go after him. So it's on them. They do this. I'm not twisting Mary Kay's words. That's what Mary Kay said. She said that. I don't twist their words. You don't have to. All you gotta do is play what they say. She doesn't know. Because it seemed like it was going this way. It could be going this way. I got no idea. She finally being honest, y'all. Finally. Let me catch up on the chat, then we're going to keep it moving forward. Yep, Zedric, I did. I got the link you sent. The information pipeline is closed. I agree with that. Maya. Messi K been guessing. It has been wrong every time. Every single time. She's going 0 for 38 from the field, y'all. Barry is cooking this year. He's showing why he's the smartest person in the room and why he make the big bucks and why the owner kept him. He's proven his worth. He has proven his worth. Let's see. That's why Jason said what he said Monday. He has no more access. None. Hit that like button, y'all. Definitely. Yeah, she's been guessing since the last 2 weeks of the season, for real. Last year was the first year AB got to draft players without DePodesta co-signing. I know a lot of people allude to that. It seems like this is the first year he has the final decision making. I don't know to what degree DePodesta was involved with the final decision, but now this seems like this is all on AB, and it seems like it's going the right direction. Bro, now that's the first thing I've agreed with her on. She don't know. She don't know. Jason need to let us know his sources. You want to know something funny, Asante? He don't even have to tell me his sources because I know he wrong. That's the difference with me. See, when people ask you your sources, they want credibility. He don't have no credibility with me, and I know he's wrong. So I don't need to see his sources. I don't need to see the janitor who don't like Shador. I don't need to see the person who got fired. If in any other industry, we would say, oh, that's a scorned person because they got fired and they're out the building. But in this instance, Jason Lloyd is holding them up and propping them up like they matter. It's like, come on, man. What are we doing? Actually, I believe DePodesta was using his metrics to select players that AB had to have his face associated with it. Yeah, see, that's deep in the speculation that I don't think we'll ever get an answer to. So for me, I just say it seems like AB has the final say right now. They so boring. Who really listens to their show? I don't know. D, you remember Andrew Berry said they wasn't going heavy in free agency. I do remember him saying that. D, I don't listen to them. They do not show up in my feed. Yeah, I can't watch them for a long time. I would like DeAndre Hopkins and OBJ with the Browns. I would lean between those two more, Hopkins than OBJ. OBJ just, his body's breaking down on him. Yellow journalism. For that veteran leadership, I agree. I told you, Asante, he wrong. So I don't care who he I don't care who he I don't care who his sources are. Why do we want to run it back with OBJ? Yeah, his body's broken down on him. I would take DeAndre Hopkins at this point between those two. His sources in ATF, for real. D, I sent you a message on TikTok. Shador wants Jacoby Lane to come to the Browns. Let me see. I'll check it out. Hopefully it don't have no music on it. That's the only thing that'll get me if it got music. Let's keep it pushing forward. I'll take DeAndre Hopkins, but please let OBJ stay where he is. Maria, she said, look, nah, give me DeAndre Hopkins.
And that he would, I mean.
Now, actually, let's do this. Let me add this. Before we keep going with Tony, let's go to let's see what Wet 11 sent us.
Shador to come through. Shador, I want you to remember this, and I'm going to get this to him personally. There are people in the media saying the Browns quarterback room sucks. I want you to know that. I want you to embrace that, and I want you to use that. Outside of me, your dad, and Mel Kiper.
I'm sorry. Rizzo. I know that people appreciate whenever certain people say something good about Shador, but Rizzo is one of those people when it's in the best interest to say good things about Shador, he says good things. He also will repeat negative things that people say about Shador without determining if they're true or not, and these are things where you can actually look up and find out. Last season, Rizzo was parroting his footwork. Shador's footwork is bad. He said it after the Baltimore game. He said it after the Raiders game. Rizzo is game over for me, y'all. Cool. Say what you say. I don't believe you. You need more people. So Rizzo, stay where you at, man. Stay in your corner. Don't try to maintain being on the good side of Shador. This is theater. This is theatrics. This is not how you truly felt when your feet were to the fire. When Shador was playing and Shador might make a mistake, you were right there with the people who were talking bad about Shador. So somebody like Rizzo, I'll make it very clear how I feel. Rizzo, stay on that side, man.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
He can stay on that side. I understand the sentiment. I understand who he's trying to align himself with. I understand all that stuff. This is theater. So, Rizzo, stay where you been at. Man. It's full over here. It's full over here. So Rizzo can stay over there. All right. This is the post that Zedric sent us. So this is Kevin Cole. 2026 NFL offseason improvement index is up and running. Compares end of the season roster point differential projections to those reflecting offseason changes, including draft capital effects. It doesn't project this well every offseason, but 2025 results were solid. Top 3 were the Patriots, Bears, and Panthers. Bottom 3 were the Chiefs, Jets, and Eagles. Look who is at the top, the Cleveland Browns. I believe the Cleveland Browns are building out the boring side of the team, and that is exactly what they need to do at this time. Exactly what they need to do. This is exactly what they need to do. So I appreciate what he's doing. I appreciate what AB is doing. I think he's doing the right thing and building out the boring side. And I know people don't get to splash. You don't get to talk about the quarterback. You don't get to talk about the wide receiver. You don't get to talk about all that stuff. But you got to talk about the things that the Browns actually need, and they needed to upgrade the trenches. So I appreciate what they're doing. Let me catch up on the chats where we leave off at. Okay. Rizzo, have a seat for real. Rizzo said him, Mel, and his dad are Shedeur Sanders' biggest supporters. Man, jokes on jokes. Jay Crawford already said 2 weeks ago, he said Shedeur get the clicks, and that's what they looking for. How can Shedeur don't know how to read defense? They don't know his daddy know defense. They just wrong. That's why I was saying I don't need to know their sources, because they're wrong. Everybody in Cleveland media do. They all wrong. Rizzo is looking for clicks. Rizzo have several seats. For real. I couldn't even finish what he was saying. Rizzo has been flip-flopping. For real. That message was terrible. Yeah, I can't go for that. You know else who had bad footwork? Bernie Kosar. Brent, tell him. I still remember what he said after the Ravens game. He's a no for me. He's a no for me. Rizzo is disingenuous and has been that way from the beginning. He's a bad sitcom actor. I agree with that. Pretty much Rizzo, stay on that side. Yeah, Rizzo tripping. He knows Shedeur has millions of supporters here and abroad. He's trying to tap into the pipeline. Free agency with all the offensive lineman screams that we were trading down in the draft. What's going on, Jeffrey? I don't see it that way. I think we probably go the best. I think we go the best left tackle and one of the top 4 wide receivers. I think that's what we do. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Where we at? We are here.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Wet 11s, thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Paying my ties. You just read Rizzo. I couldn't even finish his message because when I feel strongly about something, I can't even listen to you all the way through. Like, man, go sit somewhere. We know how you switched up. When you switched up, stay on that side.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
I don't need to hear you 10 different times try to make peace with the stuff. When it was in the middle of the season and everybody was bashing everybody that was rocking with Shedeur, the people who was rocking with him then and was calling it straight down the middle and was keeping it football, those are the people I can rock with. These people who, as soon as they felt like they was on the wrong side, they switched up, stay where you at. Stay where you at. It only takes one for me to hear it. That's it. One time. He entertainment, and that's it. That's it. Rizzo said he wants Shedeur to make the haters mad. Yeah, don't try. He could try to clean it up. It don't work on me though. It ain't gonna work on me. He can't clean it up. He got way more cleaning to do if he want to clean it up for me. It don't work for me. It don't work for me. That's ESPN Cleveland. Forget Rizzo. Forget Rizzo.
This is a foolishness. Foolishness.
See, Anderson got something to say.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
All right. I heard Jason say, and he honestly posed this question: what am I to do with what I heard from sources in the building? Do I just ignore it? What does he do with it, y'all? Does he ignore it? Is he trying to reconcile what he heard versus what he knows is fact? I'm going to break down the words that Jason Lloyd said. And I'll say this. Jason Lloyd would never print what he said on UCSS in The Athletic. And this is why. The Athletic makes any article that you write that they're going to publish, you need 2 verified sources. 2. Jason Lloyd has said this countless times on UCSS. Anything that Jason Lloyd is not willing to send to The Athletic for them to verify those 2 sources is his opinion, not facts. Jason Lloyd does not like Shedeur. I don't care what anybody says. Jason Lloyd can say, I love Shedeur. I don't believe him. Jason Lloyd is putting more stock in what people say instead of getting an understanding, and he's been proven wrong every step of the way. He also said Well, you said it there, C.A. Anderson. He said, well, am I just supposed to ignore what I heard? He then goes on to say the Browns should go after Kyler Murray because of the price, disregarding what Adam the Bull said he heard somebody plugged into the Cardinals say. That is hypocrisy. That means you don't have a standard. Because you use what you heard behind the scenes to rail on Shador and tell and spread things that are incorrect and not true. A little bit before that, you say go after Kyler Murray when it is known fact. This is not opinion. It is fact. Kyler Murray had to have it in his contract that he had to study 4 hours of film independent of doing anything else. That is what a fact is. Verifiable. How can you say you're okay with Kyler Murray based on what you heard? Not okay with Shador based on what you heard, but then be okay with Kyler Murray where the whole world knows that he doesn't watch film. And let's remember, what are one of your knocks on Shador? He doesn't know how to watch film. Make it make sense. So this is not coming at you, C.A. Anderson. You're posing the question. I'm perfectly fine with the question. This is me more so early responding to the Jason Lloyd situation. So there's not a knock on you, but that is the difference. If Jason Lloyd had facts, he would have sent it through The Athletic and wrote the article. We broke down the article here together that he wrote on Shador. He had to go change that article, and that article more so aligned with what I called out of him not understanding EPA in real time. And I'm not just going to tell y'all, I'm going to show you how I was doing this in real time. So you know me, I'm always open to have the conversation. I'm always open for it. I don't duck no smoke. Just eliminate the gray. And I'll tell you clearly how I feel. So I don't want you to feel like you can't say what you want to say, C. Anderson. I don't want you to feel like you can't pose the question you want to pose, because that is not how I'm intending this. This is just me breaking down where Jason Lloyd's argument does not make sense. So hopefully you got that. Thank you for the support. Thank you for posing the question. So everybody got a little teaser to what's going to happen in the main event later on in the stream. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. I think the hire of Todd Monken was to see if he could develop Shador Sanders. That's possible. That's possible. Let me catch up where we left off. Incidentally, I don't like Jason and I don't like UCSS. Exactly. Jason, go talk to the new coaches. Your info is a day late and $1 short. Catch up. What's going on now? I agree with that. Can you repeat what that chart is documenting again, D? Yes, I got you. I'll catch up on the chat and then I'll go over the chart again for you. When he said what he should do with it, I said swallow it, whatever that means to him. I'm getting this blocked. Keep it because they're lies. For real, I don't need to see his sources. I know the stuff he said is not accurate and true. As I said on another podcast last night, I'm not calling Jason the R word. However, R, that's how I know. Say Jason. Yeah, I can't say that word 3 times. You know that's against YouTube guidelines. Will Hopkins be wide receiver 1 or 2? At this point, Hopkins will be a wide receiver 2. I like Rizzo, but the most troglodytes, they can't be trusted. Yeah, I don't trust Rizzo. He should have ignored it, but he lied. D, can Shador sue Jason Lloyd for slander? He would have to prove, if you are a public figure, it's very hard to prove that someone is slandering you in court because you're open to scrutiny as a public figure. You would really need to be able to prove that brands backed out from doing deals with you based on what this person said about you, which is really hard for a very popular person. He should have did his research, for real. D, I agree with you about Jason. He does not like him. It's simple. He got his money breaking the coast. Daniel Jones have agreed to a 2-year, $88 million deal that could be worth up to $100 million. Multiple sources tell me. Oh my goodness. Hey, he got his money. Daniel Jones said,
I got money.
Greetings, everyone. I'd rather be green and growing than be right and riding. I agree with you about Tyvis flip-flopping. Yeah, all over the place. Daniel still getting hurt. Get it. Big money, big money. Jason don't care because he is not a Browns fan. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's a fan of anything. Kyler don't watch film. Kyler not a leader either, but Jason nasty, for real. My thought was do investigative and journalism, but if I hold him to that standard, I got to hold everyone accountable to the same. That's why I just put it to the lens of him putting it through The Athletic. The Athletic will not let him put anything out there that they can't verify from two different sources. So to me, that is an independent or that's investigative because they want to make sure they're not stamping something that doesn't make sense. So if The Athletic isn't stamping it, what does that tell us? He doesn't have two independently verifiable sources that he could take to The Athletic. Jason is just on a slander campaign for Kevin Stefanski. He's disregarded any new info about Shedeur. All the players have discredited him, but he doesn't care. Miles, Shelby, Junkins, Corley, Munkin, etc. How you know Kyler don't watch film? That is crazy. It was all over when his contract got released. The contract details get released. It was everywhere that they put that clause in his contract. That's not me making that up. That's not me guessing. This is not me repeating it. It was such a big story that 3 days after his contract was announced, they had to change his contract and take that clause out because of how it made Kyler Murray look. That clause was there. Feel free to look it up. Shedeur can't sue. He's not had a financial loss and he's a public figure. Yep, TK, the 2 points that I made. You are 100% right about Jason. If he does not like Shedeur, he needs to say it with his whole chest. He is not a fair and objective person. He's not. It's defamation. He can definitely put letters out. He can definitely threaten him, but him saying Shedeur doesn't know how to watch film coming from a Hall of Fame defensive plan, that is diabolical. It's crazy. So the Cleveland media only focuses on the Browns. Do they go this hard on other Cleveland teams? No. Cleveland media do all sports like this. They are miserable to a degree, but they don't go as hard on the Guardians like this. They in moments they go hard on the Cavs, but not like they do the Browns. 68 people in here. Let's get the likes up. Get them likes up, y'all. Jason Lloyd has no credibility. 0. It's gone. All right, let's get back to this chart, and then we're going to keep it going. So, TK, when it comes to watching film, the same thing happened with Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel never watched film. And the way they found out is because they give you an iPad, it tracks how much you're watching it, it tracks your eyes with the front camera, it tracks if you're doing it or not. So it wasn't them guessing. It was proven he didn't watch film. It was the same thing with Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel did not watch film. He didn't watch film. This is something that they can track. This is not speculation. This is not somebody saying he might have did it or he didn't. No, this is proven. This is proven how they track if you watch film or not. The more good things happen for Shedeur, the more hate Jason spews. Shedeur's success kills him. He don't like it. Yes, I heard about the clause in Kyler contract from several sports commentators. They had documentation of that. They did. They had documentation of it with the Browns and Johnny Manziel. They also had proof with Kyler. That's why they put it in the contract. It was one of the outs where they could get out of the contract. It was there. It was out there. Let's get back to this chart real quick that Zedric sent us. Let me run through and read the top of it again. 2026 NFL offseason improvement index is up and running. Compares end of the season roster point differential projections to those reflecting offseason changes, including draft capital. It doesn't project this well every offseason, but 2025 results were solid. The top 3 teams, Patriots, Bears, Panthers. Bottom 3 teams, Jeff, Chiefs, and the Eagles. So the top 3 teams all improved vastly. They all 3 made the playoffs. So let's go here. And the top 3 teams are the Browns, the Jets, and the Titans, then the Rams. So that is how they're breaking this down. This is projections on what they think will happen. What they think will happen based on the moves that happened so far. So it has the Browns projected well. I like what the Browns are doing so far. That's what I'm asking. Yes, they have documentation of it. They have documentation of him not watching film. Yes, they do. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Mary Kay being honest, saying she don't understand. Let's go Rizzo. We got the replay gang in the house. What is going on, Laurie? What's going on?
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
What is going on, Laurie? Shout out to the replay gang. I see you in the comments. I know you out there grinding. I know you out there working. I know the rent still due. Miss watching, doing a drive through replay gang. Shout out to you, Laurie. We appreciate you. Shout out to you being a contributor on Patreon. So thank you for all your support. Thank you for always tapping in. Anytime you have a few moments to give us your time, we appreciate it. Shout out to you, Laurie. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you. So I was listening to this with Tony Grossi, and Tony Grossi said something funny. And I was like, man, they just Googling. Based on the moves made, we can assume wide receiver, offensive tackle, and center and QB will be big targets. I don't know about center. Zedric, you see we signed another center yesterday? We signed a two-time Pro Bowl center. You announced it. You did see it. But if we have him, if he's going to be healthy, and then if we got Luke Whippler as backup center, maybe they get a guy who can play guard and center, and I think that shores up center, at least for 1 year. D, on another note, Adam Schefter is reporting that people want to see Watson start the season. What do you think the reality of that is? With the Browns, you never know. Deshaun Watson. I had to catch myself. Deshaun Watson's body is broken down. His body is broken down. His body is broken down. So this is not at Deshaun the person. This is we're only talking football. Deshaun had his shoulder surgery, and I think that surgery is more detrimental to his body than any of his lower body surgeries. His throwing shoulder. We'll use a case study who had a similar surgery. We had a similar surgery as Cam Newton. Cam Newton could never throw the ball the same way after that shoulder surgery he had. Deshaun Watson lost touch. He also lost accuracy. And I think that is the thing that will keep him off the field. That is the thing. People are just saying it because it's a name. Is Watson. Oh, he was good. He was this. They are not taking into the fact he's getting older and his body is breaking down. I don't see Deshaun Watson being a starter. If I had to give it a percentage, I would say 2% on my view that he starts the season as a starter. 2% chance he starts the season as a starter. They say he's better at guard. I gotta look more into it. I'm gonna check out his film. Whoa, my friend, I don't take no offense on your opinion. I listen, I ask. It's important to me to hear how others view things. Sorry, this one ain't my battle. This battle belongs to the Lord. No, because I see, Anderson, I noticed my voice getting louder. I noticed I was a little bit more passionate about what I was saying, and I just wanted to make it clear that it wasn't an attack on you. So that's what I meant by it. I just wanted to make it clear it wasn't an attack on you. That's what I was trying to do with C.A. Anderson. I meant to see that. I meant to send you that. I'll see if I can find it. Okay, bet. Hey fam, I miss y'all. The rent due. See y'all soon. Yeah, you got to get that money. In my opinion, when Schefter says people in Cleveland, he meant beat writers. When it's the front office, he says management. That's a good takeaway. Deshaun Watson is used to counter Shedeur by the media. I agree with that. D, have you ever seen anybody come back from that type of injury that injuries that Watson has had? The lower body injuries, I've seen it. The shoulder injury, Drew Brees had a similar shoulder injury, but Drew Brees had to change his throwing motion. He had to do a lot. So just it's hard for a quarterback to come back from surgery on their throwing arm and be the same. In other words, Schefter is locked out the building too because he betted against Barry for Stefanski. Is there? I do think there is some agent work in these reports about Deshaun, though. They never bring up his injury. They never do. And if you notice, the first thing I go to is injury. That's the first thing I go to with Deshaun is injury because they act like the injuries didn't happen. 2 ACL tears. He had an ACL tear in college, ACL tear for Houston. Tore his Achilles twice. Had the shoulder surgery on his throwing shoulder. So that's a lot. Like at some point, it's too much stress on the body. So I just start my bases there. Then when you look at his last game he played, when he was fully healthy, he couldn't get the ball to where he wanted to get it to. And that's, to me, because of the shoulder surgery. So let's keep it moving forward. We got Tony Grossi.
Coincidences are one thing, but he literally just signed a guy that Tom Telesco drafted in a first-round pick, when he was a GM of the Chargers. So it is interesting there. All right, Tony, Andrew Berry seems hell-bent on this team being very young going into next season. Like he told us that. He said this is going to be a very young team. Zion Johnson doesn't change that. He's 26. They're going to draft a bunch of guys. Do you think putting any quarterback behind a super young offensive line, super young team, do you think that are we really going to be able to evaluate it? Or are we seeing kind of what the goals of the Browns are coming together? Is this truly a transition year? Or what are they trying to do? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, it's certainly not a win this year. They want to win, but they're making the kind of acquisitions. Zion Johnson's entering his prime. It's not like he's a rookie. And Tyvis Howard is on his third contract now. So I think Andrew tipped it off at the 30-year-old age barrier. I don't think you're going to see any plus 30 players added unless they're 1 year prove it deals, NFL minimum deals. Perhaps a linebacker at 30 or a nickel corner or whatever. He's tipped us off as to what they're doing, and also the fact that they were not involved in apparently no quarterback deals. We're going pretty much with what you see. So I think fans should be conditioned to the fact that they're in it for the long haul, not the shortcut to winning 9 or 10 games next year. If that happens, fine. It'd be a great year for Todd Monken.
I was going to bring up the quarterback thing. Obviously, you had long been saying you think it's going to be mostly Shedeur and Deshaun kind of battling out going forward. Tyler Huntley signed with the Ravens over the weekend. I know that was your both of our favorite pick for the number 4 guy. Yeah. Malik Willis, who some link to the Browns. There was no chance of that happening on either side, the Browns or Malik Willis. Had he signed with the Dolphins? Where do you think things stand with the Browns adding another quarterback?
I still think that the fourth quarterback will not be a threat to the starting job. So it could still happen from the veteran ranks. But when you look at it, man, Tyler Huntley got $5 million. Up to $11 million over 2 years. So he's definitely going to make $5 million this year. That's double what he made last year with Baltimore.
Yep.
And I didn't think he'd come in that high. I think if.
Let me stop him here. Also on quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett got $7.5 million. So I've said a couple of different times that when it comes to upgrading in free agency, it's the most expensive way. That's why I've been pushing for you got to go through the draft to get players, even if they're projected to be backups. You got to get them late in the draft. They're way more cost effective. So everybody's coming around to the things that I've been saying. Everybody. All right, let's start up here. Let's catch up on the comments, and then let's keep it moving forward. Where do we leave off? Got there. Word is Deshaun not looking good throwing. It's the shoulder. And that's the injury nobody speaks about. They act like he ain't ever have an injury. Speaking of Deshaun, I agree with that. Adam Schefter just yapping. He has no good sources about the QB battle. Shedeur's QB1. Report that, Schefter. Yeah, they don't know. They're locked out. The only one you see accurately reporting on the Browns is Jonathan Jones. Now he has legit info. I got to look into him more. I've seen him in passing on CBS, but I haven't specifically locked in on him. The Browns didn't protect their investment in Watson, let alone injuries, plural. For real. This is true, Asante well said. Watson and Malik agent deserves best agent award. Hey, he getting them that money. You have to factor that in. You got to factor in the injuries. Chops, that didn't stop you from evaluating Shedeur last year. Get real. They have no philosophy. They have no philosophy with how they view things. That's why they say one thing one day, they go against it another day. Adam ain't gonna report that until he absolutely has no choice. I agree with that, TK. Tony sound like the little boy soundbite, saying a lot. I couldn't find it in there, but I remember hearing him say basically, oh, just look at players that came in contact with Todd Monken, and then that's who they'll sign. And I said, man, are y'all really up here Googling stuff and trying to portray it as if y'all had some type of insight? Why they can't never get their words out, I don't know. When they're not repeating what somebody else tells them, it sounds different. Who is the third QB? DG? For now, I think it's DG. Let's see. Where we at? I kind of skipped forward here. Okay. Another late round rookie wouldn't be a threat. Maybe 7th round. Yeah, somewhere in there. Just after, I think rounds 5 to 7, they just get somebody because you want to keep somebody in your system for a year as a backup before Deshaun Watson comes off your book. Because obviously they're not about to sign Deshaun to an extension. Speaking on, I think his name is David Magaletta. I'm mispronouncing his last name, but he does do a good job for his people. The Browns will not be keeping 4 QBs. They're going to keep 3 and 1 on the practice squad. That's what most teams do. They don't keep 4 on the active roster. They keep 3 and 1 on the practice squad. Did they not see Huntley held the Ravens together when Lamar was out? He should make more. He did. He got paid more. Double. They have to play Deshaun Watson because they promise him if you keep your mouth closed and be a mentor, they will try to help you. It's people that say that, Ms. Brown. This is not at you, but I disagree with that. I know people are saying that. I disagree with that. Because what that would imply is you made a decision before you hired a new coach and a new coaching staff, and now you're going to force Watson on them. And I don't think Todd Monken is the guy where you're just going to force him and not let him have control. So I know people are saying that this is not a true Ms. Brown, but I don't agree with that. With Mary Kay lying at the end of the session, if you're saying somebody is saying his throwing isn't good, for real, I'm anticipating at least 3 undrafted players on the roster this year too. I agree with that. Mary Kay said Deshaun was the best player in the QB room just prior to them not adding him to the roster at the end of the season. How many times are they going to get it wrong? One could end up being a QB. I agree with that. Wait, so I must have missed it. There's actually going to be a quarterback competition between Sanders and Watson. I think they're going to call it a competition, but I don't think physically Deshaun is going to be able to compete. The competition that never was is what I'm calling it, for real. They're not robbing the NFL. They deserve that money. They put their bodies on the line. NFL $1 billion business. They're going to be all right. Probably not robbing the NFL, but they definitely robbing some teams. Hey, but I say this, get as much money as they're willing to pay you. That don't mean I ain't going to call it a robbery, but get as much money as they're willing to pay you. As much as they're willing to pay you. All right, let me clean some of this up. Yeah, because we are here. We are here. Let me pause it. So now we're going to get into the main event, and we're going to get to Jason Lloyd. And I'm just going to remind y'all of some of the things that Jason Lloyd has been saying. I'm just going to remind y'all. I'm going to take it back, and we're going to bring it all the way full circle on how Jason Lloyd has been talking. We got a decent amount of clips, and then we're going to get to Tyvis, and then we're going to get to the most recent clip from Jason Lloyd. And I'll let y'all know exactly where I stand. Let's get it, y'all. It's time.
Let's get ready to rumble!
It's time. It's the main event. It's the main event. Y'all see the thumbnail. It's the reason why you're here. You're here to see how I break down what Jason Lloyd has said. And it's underhand. I'm knocking it out the park. It's a softball. Let's go. But I want to remind y'all, if you are new, or introduce you to how I've spoke about Jason Lloyd this whole year. So this is not just starting today. Let's go.
Evan went through over the last year with Shedeur and some of the stupidity and nonsense that was out there. What coach would want to sign up for that? Particularly when he didn't play that well. He wasn't that good. Like, I've been pretty adamant. He shouldn't be on this team. Like, to me, Shedeur should not be on this team next year. He's not.
Shedeur should not be on the team. Shedeur should not be on the team next year. Those are his words, y'all. I didn't mince his words. I didn't change his words. I didn't edit his words. Shedeur should not be on the team next year. Okay. We got more. Let's keep it going.
There's people in that building will tell me he still doesn't know how to flip protections. He doesn't know when he's hot. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He can only throw to wide open receivers. He doesn't make tight window throws. He doesn't throw guys open. This is not the answer.
They said he can't do this. They said this is Jason Lloyd. The first one was Jason Lloyd calling in to 92.3 The Fan. This is Jason Lloyd from UCSS. This is me breaking down the outrageous things that Jason Lloyd has said. This is why I'm pushing back on Jason Lloyd is in conflict with what he is hearing versus what he's reporting. And I explained to y'all why. If he had true sources, he would write these articles in on The Athletic. He's not, because he doesn't have real sources. And the stuff he's peddling, he's wrong. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
He is the worst quarterback this century by drop back per EPA. He's worse than Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, explain that. I know we've talked about it before.
This is where he's going to start to get in trouble. He thought that was going to be the mic drop. He was going to be able to say that. Nobody was going to follow up. The problem is everybody sat there and said, explain.
He doesn't count everything. It is the most all-encompassing stat. And every time
That is not true. That is not true. It has some of the similar flaws that QBR have. But if you go back and say first 5 starts, that's where he's trying to say he's the worst. Y'all see what he's doing? He's saying this for those who haven't bothered to and won't look into it. That's a fact. That's why I knew what he was saying was wrong based on the eye test. But I said, let me find out, is he using this stat wrong? And he is. Let's keep it going. Lastly, empty yards. This is when he wrote that infamous article about, I got this article that's going to be dunking on Shedeur, only for him to release the article 3 weeks later and then have to backtrack and agree with things that I said initially when he started speaking on EPA. Initially. So, hey, we just bring y'all up to speed to hear all the stuff he said. Listen to all the stuff he said. Let's play it. For a completion to be deemed successful in analytics, the play must gain at least half of needed yards on first or second down. To keep an offense on track, it must convert on third or fourth down. This is EPA, y'all. This is where the nerds lost it because they don't understand what they're watching. So they said, let's come up with the formula. Let's come up with the formula that helps us understand something we don't understand. So a 4-yard completion on 1st and 10, for example, or a 12-yard completion on 3rd and 15 is not considered positive for EPA. He doesn't know what he's talking about. EPA doubles down on people not understanding what they're watching. So I hope y'all didn't forget it. He said he was the worst QB since 2000. That was proven false by his own words. I told y'all the EPA is flawed based on things it tracks and how it grades a player. I showed y'all and I gave you the example of when it can make sense for you not to push to get it first down, but to get better field position to make room for your punter. I showed y'all the top 10 quarterbacks in EPA. Nobody believes that they're the actual top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Do y'all need more data on EPA? Or can we look at EPA through the lens of a good stat, not a great stat, but it's a team stat? Jason Lloyd is even going to say in there, people said EPA is a team stat and he disagrees with it. I don't care if you disagree. You're wrong, Jason. You're wrong. Jason, look, man. I don't want to keep having to put you on the Summer Jam screaming and embarrassing you. I don't want to keep doing this. But if you keep throwing the ball to me underhand, I'm smacking home runs every time. Every single time. You can get better. You can study the game. You can get a better understanding so you don't have to use stats that you don't fully understand when you quote the stats. You don't got to keep going outside, man. You don't have to. You don't have to. If you want to, that's on you. Michael Jordan, talk to him.
Stop it. Get some help.
So this is just to bring y'all up to speed. I didn't just start speaking this way about Jason Lloyd. I didn't just start speaking this way about him getting it wrong. That's why I don't need to see his sources. Whatever sources he has, they're wrong. They lack understanding, and he can't break down if what they're telling him is true or false. That's on him. Now that we got some history of how I've been going to him at Jason Lloyd, let's see what he recently said. Actually, no. I think I got Tyvis first. I got Tyvis. Let's go Tyvis.
Bear with me. So Jason sat up here yesterday.
So, Tyvis, let's have a conversation. One of the lovely people in this community, they taught their children a very valuable lesson. And it seems like we need her to teach you this lesson. Cia Anderson taught her children that if you are on a bus and you see that bus about to crash into a wall, you get off the bus. You get off the bus. You don't ride that bus until it crashes into the wall. What you are doing here, Tyvis, you are strapping in your seatbelt and preparing yourself for the crash when you could have got off the bus. If you need us to, Cia Anderson can teach this to you. She taught it to her children. I think it would be a valuable lesson for you to learn. Remember, even as we get older, we still can learn new things. This is a lesson that I believe you need to be taught. Now, let's listen to Tyvis.
And he basically was saying that he can't ignore the fact that, and people got to realize that Jason does work around the building. He has sources. So when he says
this idea that that he's making stuff up,
it's not that he's making this up out of thin air. Jason does not hate Shedeur Sanders. What Jason feels about Shedeur Sanders as a person and as a football player is two totally different things, and people got to.
So I want to tell y'all something about me. I grew up in a time where men spoke for themselves. We live in a different day and age. I understand that. But I grew up in that time. I grew up in a time when grown folks was having a conversation, you had to stay out of it if you weren't a grown folk. I grew up in a time where when the adults was talking in the dining room and y'all was in the living room, you couldn't even stand by the door and listen. You would get popped. I grew up in that time. I grew up in a time when you were taught to mind your business. Maybe I just grew up in that time. Maybe Tyvis didn't. And maybe that's why he don't know that you only are aligning yourself with a person who is wrong time after time only looks worse on you. It only looks worse on you. I know people think we here to dunk on people, but we here to teach too. Tyvis, at this point, it's no way you shouldn't jump off this bus. Stop strapping in your seatbelt, riding it as it crashes into that wall. Don't do it. Because now what you're going to do is you are putting yourself in a position where every single time he says something ridiculous, people are going to come attack you. Because you stood in front of it this one time. That is not a smart position to put yourself in. That is not a place you want to be in. And this is not coming from me trying to dunk on you or anything like that. You do not attach yourself to the Titanic when you see it going down. You get off the bus. Don't strap in the seatbelt, Tyvis. Don't do it. Do you defend someone like this if you aren't aligned? You don't, Zedric. You don't. Let's listen to what he's going to try to say.
I understand that. Jason loves Shedeur as a person, but as a football player, I think Jason's in the camp of if he had a bag of cash and he had to bet on whether Shedeur would be successful in the NFL or not, he's going to lean more towards not because of the fact that it's the data, the analytics, and all of those things, blah, blah, blah. But when he sat up here yesterday, he said that, Shedeur doesn't know how to watch film, doesn't know when he's hot, doesn't know all of these things. Like, a lot of people came to me and was like, is all of this true? I don't know. What I will
Tyvis, that's the smartest thing you said in this whole clip. Is all of this stuff true? You said, I don't know. It's the smartest thing you said. It's the smartest thing you said in this whole clip. But you just couldn't leave it at that. You had to explain more. Remember, in the open, I told y'all, I'm your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. So run up them likes. Get this to 1,000 views so then they can try to put this on their channel and make something of it. But let's get back to Tyvis. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing. Tyvis, some more advice for you. When you go on all these different shows, watch back what you say. Self-evaluate. Look at what you say. Determine if you said it clearly. This is for anybody who is going to do any type of public speaking, any type of podcasting, any type of interviewing. You need to go back and look at what you say. You need to go back because you say so many things. You think you're making sense. You think in the moment, all of your points are aligned. All it takes is one rewatch. And I guarantee you, Tyvis will be like, dang, I don't know if I articulated that the best. So this starts. He's defending Jason Lloyd. He then says, people are asking, is it true? And he said the correct thing. I don't know. The problem is, this is what he did after he said that.
I will say is this. Where I'm at with the whole Shedeur thing is that as a former player, what I will tell you is there were some things that happened with Shedeur last year that was perfectly normal, and then there was things that made me even scratch my head a little bit, okay? The fact that he never got rest with the ones, even through OTAs when it was an open competition, scratched my head a little bit because I thought that was the perfect time to rotate quarterbacks through. However, when you talk about how they handled the situation, skip OTAs, let's get to training camp. When they handled the situation of he didn't get rest with the ones and, he was on a separate field and all of those things, to me, if he was really getting rest with the fours and he was on another field, to me that probably does go into the fact of the film watching. Maybe he didn't understand the playbook and pick it up right away. That's when you get done like that, that tells me that there is something going on with the learning part of it and speed and catching up with everything to where everybody else, you have some veterans with Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco and all those guys, they're able to work with that.
Have you ever had a dream that you
Stop it. Get some help.
Tyvis, you started off this by saying things that you didn't know, only to then regurgitate lies that you still don't know because you weren't there for it. Tyvis. Tyvis. Come on, man. How did you do that? How did you fall into the trap? So what that really tells me is you didn't believe yourself when you said you don't know. You believe you know. You believe Shedeur was behind. You believe Shedeur couldn't read he couldn't read a playbook. You believe he couldn't get guys lined up. I didn't forget the lies they told, Tyvis. You believe those things. It's not that I don't understand. You believe that stuff. Zedric called it out. You are more closely aligned with what Jason Lloyd is saying than you want people to believe. You tried to use you defending Jason Lloyd as a way that you're being a peacemaker, but in reality, you agree with Jason Lloyd. You are aligning yourself with Jason Lloyd. Out of every time, Tyvis, you have had an opportunity to defend Jason Lloyd, this is the time you take to defend him? This is the time you take to say he loves Shedeur? Tyvis, you going outside. You going outside. So we got 3 points for you, Tyvis. We're going to give you some homework, big dog. We give you some homework. First point, mind the business that pay you. You don't got to be out here defending people. That's one. Second point, when you see the bus about to crash into the brick wall, get off the bus. Third point, rewatch what you say and see if it makes sense. Self-evaluate. Look at what you're saying. Determine if you're making sense. Because too many times you are all over the place. And what you've done is you've revealed what's really inside of you. You revealed where you truly stand. And I'm not guessing. I'm just listening to the words that you said. I don't get up here and play or AI and change the stuff that they say. I just play what they say. I just play what they say. That's it. I just play what they say. So y'all see it. That's your homework, Tyvis. If you want to come back, you can come back. If you think you can push back on any point I gave, try your best. But I did my homework. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Now, on to Jason Lloyd. On to Jason Lloyd. Jason Lloyd is digging himself a hole. Jason Lloyd does not understand the game of football. Jason Lloyd does not understand the EPA stat that he referenced, and he had to go back and change what he initially said and then agree with me because I understood the stat better than him. Jason Lloyd doesn't like Shedeur. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. You don't like him? Come out and say that. People will grade you for that. But some people, they would just respect you and say, I don't like you, but at least you're being honest about how you feel. Instead, you show that you're a hypocrite. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. Let's listen to his own words, y'all. Let's listen to his own words.
Take this deal. But why don't you start us off? Because you made your thoughts on Kyler pretty
I
clear
am
already.
about to shock you. Wow. I received a call this weekend from an unnamed source. And you know I was all high on Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you were. You was the agent for about a week.
I received a call from someone in the know who said to me, listen, Kyle, none of his teammates like him.
Nobody went to his birthday party.
Nobody went to his birthday party. Dang. They don't like him. Dang. He doesn't care enough. The guy is, you're not going to win with him. Dang. He's a huge negative. And I was like, well, I trust that you have proper information here. I'm off Kyler.
Dang.
I am out.
That must have been
in to out.
That's a crazy conversation.
On Kyler Murray. That's the shocking news of the day. Goodbye, Kyler. Dang. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
So then,
unnamed source. The difference with Kyler is we also have a named source, which is the Arizona Cardinals, who had to put a clause in his contract to get him to watch film. That's a named source. Widely reported story that was out there. It got so bad that they ended up taking the clause out of his contract to try to save face on Kyler Murray. Only for a couple years later for them to just take the cap hit to move off of Kyler Murray. Now, you would assume, based on what we know publicly that's out there, based on what Adam the Bull just said, Jason Lloyd would say, I'm out on Kyler Murray. Is that what he going to do? Let's wait and see. Let's watch.
And what would you do at quarterback?
If I'm the Browns, I do one of two things right now. I would, if there's a quarterback in this draft that I think is, now I don't know enough myself personally, I'm not going to be a phony about it. If there's a quarterback in this draft that I liked enough to take with, in the first round, then I would do it. I wouldn't be afraid what people's reactions are, whatever. If I don't, I would just go with Shedeur Sanders. See if he can be the guy. And winning is not my number one priority this year. And if he's good, then we can stick with him. If he's not, we're probably, and I said this the other day, I am less than 50-50 that I think Shedeur is going to be a good starting quarterback in the league. But I think there's a chance. So that's why I would try it.
It's a hard watch, Brett. It's a hard watch. But I got a point to prove today.
And if he's not, then I move on and draft the quarterback next.
Come on.
So you're on record. Winning is not.
Okay. So now we're going to get to Jason Lloyd. Y'all know his reasons why he out on Shedeur. Let's see if he holds that standard across the board. Let's watch, everybody.
Important.
Winning is,
because I got crushed for saying that last year.
Winning is not the first priority.
Bull, also last week you said, wouldn't it be nice to just win some games? That's what I want. So
I know.
You flip-flopped your entire belief in what 2026 should be.
Well, here's why. Because Kyler Murray was the one guy.
All right, we heard enough of this. I'm going to get to Jason Lloyd, because I didn't think it was going to take this long to get to Jason Lloyd. Let's get to Jason Lloyd. I can't listen to Bull no more. I think he's here.
But there's so much bad stuff there that
I'm a yes, but I don't think he's coming here.
No, I don't think he's coming here.
So we have the public information out there. Oh, I know, Brent. I know. We got the public information out there on Kyler Murray. Besides the public information out there, what people have heard behind the scenes, he is going to go against how he does things with Shedeur or grade Shedeur, but he's going to accept it from Kyler Murray. It doesn't make sense.
So I said a few weeks ago, like if I know everyone will be excited to know that I'm not in charge of the Browns. Had I been in charge of the Browns, they would not be in the spot because Deshaun would have been cut last year and Shedeur would have been traded by now. I would just start the entire room over. I would just completely clean out the room.
We'd had a new GM.
With what money, Jason? With what money? How you going to do this? Remember, at the beginning, I showed you a fact versus opinion. This is his opinion, and that's why I'm going at his opinion so hard. If these were facts, he would have wrote it in the article. And all you got to do is go back. He said the criteria for him writing the article. And that criteria from him putting the article in The Athletic is he needs 2 independently verifiable sources. He does not have them for anything he said about Shedeur. He doesn't have them. I don't need to know the sources. I know they're not credible. You know why? Because he won't take it to The Athletic. If he had credible sources, this would have been the biggest article that he could have wrote for The Athletic. I don't have to investigate if this is credible or if it matters. His actions tell me it's not credible because he can't get the article and be able to write it for The Athletic. There's been other articles he couldn't write for The Athletic because he didn't have the sources. I'm not making this up. You can go find Jason Lloyd saying these things. You can find it. Let's listen.
Them too. We'd have had that, and then we would listen.
If you took over when?
Like,
it doesn't matter. Like, day one.
Well, you wouldn't have drafted Gabriel or Shedeur.
Probably not. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, because Tyvis asked me before, what would you do? I'm like, well, I'd clean out the room.
Yeah,
I'd get rid of them all, and I have a veteran, a drafted middle guy, and probably knowing full well that I'm probably drafting another quarterback.
You're going to have a veteran and draft a middle guy. I showed y'all the free agent veterans, y'all. Long time ago when I told y'all the Browns wasn't about to get one of those veterans. And I said they have to want to come here. So his plan, this is all opinion, and there's no facts to even how he can make this happen. Where are you going to get the money? You're going to take the dead cap to get rid of Deshaun. Then you're going to sign a veteran. Huntley got $11 million. Were you going to pay him $15, $16 million to come here? You was gonna have $100 million sunk in the quarterback room with Tyler Huntley as your quarterback because you paid him whatever close around 20, and you had to take the 80 for Deshaun. This opinion, y'all. This is why you can eat this opinion up when you present facts. The facts are the Browns have a certain amount of cap space available. The facts are before they reached the structure, Deshaun, it was a certain amount of cap hit they was going to take. Those are the facts. This is not facts, what he's saying right now. It ain't facts, y'all.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Come to Off the Record D, where we going to read your super chats. Your voice is going to be heard. Shanithia, what's going on? Now, if you notice, all I'm doing is breaking down what Jason Lloyd said. I don't got to go personal attacks. I don't got to attack none of those things. All I got to do is break down what he say because I can articulate how he is wrong. Let's keep it going.
Back in 27. Right. The real quarterback who you expect to be here long term is probably coming in 27.
So why couldn't you if you do that, why couldn't you do that and just play Shedeur then?
Here's
because
the thing.
If the 27 was
Here's the thing. This is the spot that I'm in, I think, with Shedeur, is I've talked to enough people and heard so much about him that's not very good. So what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to play dumb and just come in here and be like, yeah, play the kid. Let's give it a shot. When you hear over and over and over again, doesn't really watch a ton of film. Had to kind of be shown how to watch film. Doesn't know when he's hot. Doesn't know what he's looking at in coverages. Am I supposed to ignore all that? No. So
that's his question. Let's break down his question. I've talked to a lot of people and it wasn't good. You heard what people said about Kyler Murray. You would still take him. So the talking to people thing doesn't matter because you would only use it against Shedeur. You wouldn't use it against Kyler Murray. So we can take that one off the board. First, he said he doesn't watch a lot of film. Then he caught himself and said he doesn't know how to watch film. Caleb Williams, with the coaching staff that was in place when he got drafted, went to them and was asking somebody, watch film with me. Somebody break this down with me. That is how you get development in something that you haven't done before. Coach Prime said the NFL don't develop players. They want you to be ready. Everybody pushed back on what he said. Now they're saying you need to know how to do this coming into the NFL. We shouldn't develop you. Which one is it, y'all? Which one is it? He doesn't know when he's hot. When he made the play against the Raiders, when he threw the deep ball to Isaiah Bond, he knew he was hot. He rolled out the pocket to the right. He threw the ball over the defense. He knew he had one safety up top who couldn't get to him. Versus the Chicago Bears, when he threw the ball up the middle, when Isaiah Bond, he set them in motion and told him to run a route, Isaiah Bond threw the thumbs up. He knew he was hot. He threw the ball deep. He did that 2 times against the Bears. So we can take that one off the list. Is there anything else y'all want me to take off the list for him? Do you see why I can say he doesn't know what he's talking about? Do you see why I can say his sources are wrong? Do you see why I can say I don't need his sources? I don't need to hear from the people who said this when he's actually done these things. We've seen the clips of Kurt Warner saying he's reading the field. We've heard Nathan Zagura break down him reading the field. We've heard me saying he's reading the field. We've broke down Chase Daniel saying he's reading the field. And this is the exact same person who will say, admittedly, I don't know what the quarterback is supposed to be doing. I don't know how to break down film. I don't know what he's supposed to be reading. So you put credence in these other people. Now you see why? Even him forming it as a question was him not trying to have an honest conversation. He wanted Shedeur just like Zedric said. He wanted Shedeur off the team before he played a game. Before he played a game, y'all. What y'all want me to do with it? He got one standard. He got one standard for Kyler Murray, which is proven verifiable. He got a standard for Shedeur, which is not verifiable. What y'all want me to do, y'all? I don't duck the conversations. I don't duck the hard parts of the conversations. I don't duck it. I just break it down. And I'm not just saying this right now. I've been saying this every step of the way when it came to Jason Lloyd. I've been telling y'all every step of the way when these people don't know what they're talking about. People call me a hater when I say somebody don't know what they're talking about. When I talk about Dan Orlovsky don't know what he's talking about, they say, well, he made it to the NFL. What do we witness today? Dan Orlovsky does not understand how free agency and signing teams or trades work. Am I a hater by saying that? When I call these people out and I say they lack understanding, only for them to come in front of you and show their lack of understanding, am I still the hater, or did I just see it before you saw it? Was I picking up on clues that you just didn't witness? I'm just asking all the questions, y'all. Also, Jason Lloyd is so plugged in with the Browns. He got his sources in the building to tell him this about Shedeur. Guess what they didn't tell him? On this same show, I'm not going to punish y'all and have y'all watch it any longer. On this same show, Jason Lloyd says, I haven't heard anything about Tevin Jenkins. Breaking news, the Browns re-signed Tevin Jenkins. How tapped in are you, Jason? How many sources do you have inside the building when you don't know which player they're going to sign in free agency? Access has been denied, y'all. It was a cute heading. It was something for y'all to tune in. It was something for y'all to tap into. How many more times do y'all want to see me prove these people wrong? It's easy. It's easy. These are softball pitches. This is varsity versus JV. This is not fair. They don't know what they're talking about. They're not tapped in. They're not having honest conversations. They don't have a philosophy with how they view situations. They view this person this way. They view this person that way. That is where you will always make your mistake. If you have one standard across the board, I'm not a fan of quarterbacks under 6 foot. It doesn't matter the quarterback that's under 6 foot. You don't take them because you don't take quarterbacks under 6 foot. That is a standard. That is a philosophy where you hold everybody to the same standard. That is not what you get from these people. That is why I go at these people. Even if none of these people in the Cleveland media like me, one thing they won't say is I lie on them. Nobody has came back and said, oh, D lying on me. Oh, D made this up. I didn't say that. Y'all, find me the person who said it. Find me the person who has came back and I put their name and face with it. I don't dance around. Well, I don't have to say their name and I don't have to put this and I don't have to do this and that. No, I put their name to it. Jason Lloyd, you don't know what you're talking about. When I told y'all the reason why y'all didn't like UCSS anymore, what did I say? I said it's because the topics and the subjects that Mikey McNuggets picked. This is eliminate the gray. I don't dance around. I put the person's name out there. I put it out there. What did I say about Tyvis? I put it out there. I put name and face with my opinion and my views. Nobody has came back and said anything I said was a lie. Nobody. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. I'm your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. They're watching. Anytime I have something that go over 1K views, they stealing ideas from it. They see me. Nobody is coming out and saying I'm lying. If I was lying, wouldn't they all come out and say he's a liar? Wouldn't they all come out and try to discredit me? Wouldn't they all come out and push back and defend themselves? Where are they? Why are they not defending themselves? Why are they not saying this guy don't know what he's talking about? Why are they not saying that? We can have the hard conversations, y'all. We can have the tough conversations. And I'll put it out there exactly how I feel. And it's not just them. Unc and Ocho, I told y'all, when they do this or they say this, they didn't watch the game. What happened? Everybody started to see when they didn't watch the game. When I told y'all when Stephen A. Smith didn't watch the game, start reading stats, what did they say? It's there, y'all. Y'all see it. None of them have came out and defended themselves. None of them. None of them. This is easy work, y'all. This is easy work. Softball, these are underhand pitches. I'm breaking it down in real time. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. They can't question it. They can't say I'm getting it wrong. At this point, this is all they got to say. I'll stop bullying him. We got a live look here. Jason Lloyd. Talk to him, Jason. Clown behavior, y'all. Clown behavior. All you got to do is watch it back. If anybody is watching me and I've ever said your name on the stream and you believe I misrepresented what you said when I played what you said clearly, fight back. Come back with better points. Prove your points. That's it, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all see it's no dancing. Hopefully y'all see it. These people don't know what they're talking about. These people have hate in their heart. And they have to stop trying to hide behind, it's what I heard and I don't like the person. Be a man, say it with your chest, say I don't like him, and move on. Then you can move on. Instead, every 3 months they get up here and they saying something else that's outrageous, then it's verified that it wasn't true. It's the same thing. Y'all see it happening. Y'all see it happening. Nobody defended themselves. Crown Woman Collective, what's going on? What's going on, Crown Woman Collective? it just gets to the point where it's like people want to act like these people are credible. These people are giving their opinions, and so am I. The difference is when I give my opinion, I'm not looking like the guy on the screen like they are every time they get their opinion. That's the difference. That's the difference. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Thank you so much for your support today. We appreciate you as always. Have a great day at work. Be safe out there. Also, prosperous hump day. Protect your mental. It's real sticky out here. Stay gold, D. You know I'm going to stay me. You know me, I'm going to stay me. I told you, I have just enough confidence and just enough stubbornness where I'm going to be me. I got to be me. Everybody else is taken, so I can only be me. Can't be nobody else. Anybody else want to defend Jason Lloyd? Anybody else want to defend Tyvis? Anybody else want to defend Dan Orlovsky? Or do we see why they keep getting it wrong? Let's read some of these comments. Let's read them. I got a ways to go back. Heck, even Chase Daniels, the biggest op, said Shedeur reads film. I'll say this, Jason playing a dangerous game. Don't let no dirt get out about you, and Kevin Hands ain't clean either. When they really get to talking about what happened last year, don't say nothing. There you go. McNuggets will not take Jason off the show. He feels the same way. He blocks Shedeur's supporters. All peas of a pod. All peas of a pod. I see short clips breaking down how wrong Jason is on every point he tried to make. There you go. Every one of them he was wrong, Shanitia. Every single point. Every single time I'm breaking down Jason Lloyd, proving how he's wrong. And everybody else is too. I get hype about it, but I'm still going to sleep just as good tonight, y'all. You get a little passion out of me, but I'm still going to sleep just as good because I know that the person that I wake up, that I am every day when I wake up and I go to sleep, I know I'm just not out here playing the game for clicks. I know I'm just not out here playing the game of, faking it. I'm not out here just hating on people. So I sleep good at night. Snore, drool everywhere. I sleep good. Jason is so disingenuous because he's been saying this from day one. Jason has an agenda to slander Shedeur anytime he can. He will never change his position, no matter what new info he gets. Talk to him. Talk to him, Detroit Gemini. What's going on, Crown Woman Collective? Again, if Shedeur didn't know these things, he's still a rookie starting mid-season playing against playoff teams with nothing but rookies and practice squad players. Development, anybody heard of that word? You think Talib will just sit there while Jason spewed that nonsense? That's why I like Talib. He has a backbone. For real, you got to have a backbone. Stand on what you believe. He has no one actively in the building. These comments he's still thinking about are old. Where are the in-building sources on DG? He don't. I prove it with Tevin Jenkins that he didn't hear anything about Tevin Jenkins. The Browns re-signed him. Access has been denied. He has no sources inside the building. This is made up. You're the Kevin Samuels of sports. I just tell it like it is, man. I just tell it like it is. But Tyvis said he loves Shedeur, though. He loves Shedeur. Man, come on, man. I seen plenty of people lie to me to my face, and that's no different by saying he loves Shedeur. It's very obvious that Jason is in his feelings and biased when it comes to Shedeur. That's a fact. I'm with you, but the power dynamics different from UCSS are a lot different. Gilbert liked to crash out energy because it's good for ratings. UCSS don't because they're protecting feelings. Fact. Miss K, you see it, and you are spot on. I'm just breaking down what they say. Y'all see it. Jason's still mad about Kevin Stefanski was fired, and they kept AB, for real. Okay, I must admit, I thought 72 was Tevin Jenkins. I thought he was a black guy. I was so confused yesterday. That's KT Leviston. KT Leviston, number 72. We got CA Jenkins. Yeah, that's KT Leviston you thinking about. That looked just like Jason, for real. Crown of a Collective said, what's going on in here? You hollering. I had to get some stuff off my chest, y'all. I get that. However, there's a way to give pushback without being disrespectful. I agree with that. Tevin Jenkins is a very black name. It is. Tevin Jenkins? Where we at? D, you went in. The Browns know what they have in Shedeur. That's why Flacco and Kenny Pickett got traded. Bailey Zappi got released. Brucey is on his way out. Talk to him. There's a difference between opinion versus slander. Jason is pure slander. For real. Pure slander. Pure slander. Where we at?
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Charmaine, hardest working woman in Ohio. Get him, D. Every once in a while, you know, I get up here, I go through my streams, we feeling good, and they get too comfortable. And every time they get comfortable, you just got to pull the receipts out. And this is something, I had this a long time ago. I said, look, I'm the person, I got them CVS receipts. Y'all saw it today. I had no problem pulling out the receipts, rewinding the tape. Let's take it back. I'll show you how long these people been hating. I have no problem with doing that. I told y'all, it's a softball. It's underhand. It's like back in the day when you was playing any bounce outside with your friends. If you don't know what any bounce is like one-on-one baseball. You got a tennis ball because you needed to bounce, and you got a baseball bat. And you got a pitcher, and if you catch it off the bounce, you get to go up and bat. So it's like underhand in any bounce. I'm knocking it out the park whenever these people talk. Whenever they talk. Shedeur was explaining the plays, the coordinator in the booth, to the coordinator in the booth. So how he don't know the plays? Talk to him, Ms. Brown. Great stream, setting records straight. You got to set them straight. They get too comfortable. They like, man, they ain't said nothing about me in a while. Let me try to get this off. Nah. 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 The awesome commentary and breakdown, sir, as always. I don't trust none of them. You cannot. You can't trust them. Can't trust them. It's, I'm telling y'all, underhand. Underhand. Shout out to Black Pearl.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Black Pearl. We appreciate you. Thanks for the truth sermon, Pastor D. You just got to tell it like it is. You got to tell it like it is. Put it out there and let it be what it is. And they don't know what they're talking about. And I'm not going to mince words. And then also, I'm not going to mince words when you got people aligning with people who don't make sense. The only way you would align with those is if you feel the same way as them. That's the only way. It's the only way. You're only aligning with people which you agree with. My question is, why are they not in Dylan's space now that he's not a starter like they were Shedeur? Because they just didn't like Shedeur. That's all it was. They ain't like Shedeur. They just wanted anybody but Shedeur. I'll defend them, D. They should stay on that side. If they didn't take that side, this whole stream wouldn't be relevant. So they actually brought some profit. I see what you did there, C.A. Anderson.
This is a foolishness. Foolishness. Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
C.A. Anderson, I see what you did there. You are right, because this is not what the stream was going to be about. When I started just thinking about what today's stream was going to be about, it had nothing to do with Jason Lloyd. Nothing, y'all. And then I start seeing clips and I start seeing videos, and then that's when it changed to Jason Lloyd. This stream wasn't even going to be about Jason Lloyd. So, see, Anderson, I see what you did there. You are right. You are right. D, before you go, what is your grade on the new team members AB acquired so far? How's he doing? I don't know any of those players. So far, this is how I've kind of termed what is happening. AB is doing the boring stuff. The boring stuff is signing offensive linemen. It's not the sexy name players. It's not the wide receivers. It's not the quarterback. But this is what needed to be done. The job of AB this offseason was to rebuild the offensive line and upgrade the offense. And he is rebuilding the offensive line with players who are dependable and flexible. I really appreciate that, because if you have injuries, you want to have a guy who can play left guard and right guard with the experience, certain amount of snaps, a history. So I like what he's doing. He still probably can get 2 or 3 offensive linemen, one preferably in the first round, maybe one in the second round, depending how it goes. He can get that receiver. So the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there to upgrade this team, and I still view the team as going in the right direction to win more games than the Atlanta Falcons and also to surprise people. So I like what he's doing. I like every single move he's made. Everyone. So far, I give him a winning grade on what he's done so far in free agency regarding Andrew Berry. Don't be fooled by the internet, for real. One of those rare D-Reds today, for real. I don't do this all the time. I don't, this ain't me every day. You know what I'm saying? This ain't me. But sometimes when they just get out there sideways, I just got to say it and put it out there, and I just got to let it be out there. Say it with my chest. That's what I got to do. Today just happened to be the day.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Come to Off the Record D, where we going to read your super chats. Your voice is going to be heard.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Shanithia. Meanwhile, Shedeur is reading film, running through installs, throwing diamonds to receivers, and doing daily recovery. He putting in the work. He's putting in the work, the same work they saying he don't do, the same stuff they're lying about. That's why, if y'all notice, I don't just rant about everything, but it's certain stuff that I draw a hard, very clear line, and I don't dance around. I didn't dance when they were trying to push him out the league. When they were saying if Shedeur's second game wasn't good, he could be out of the league. Go back and watch. I didn't dance around that. They were trying to push him out of the league. It's going to be times where I'm going to make it very clear how I feel about something. And I was not okay with how they were trying to push him out the league. I was not okay with all the slander he faced last summer. I was not okay with people saying Dylan Gabriel was better than him because the Browns said so. Well, guess what? The person who said Dylan Gabriel was better went and got one of the quarterbacks who is so bad that he got 2 head coaches fired, and the team wanted him gone so bad they took a $99 million dead money cap hit, the highest in NFL history. And that's the quarterback he picked. So I don't have no faith in that person who is picking quarterbacks. I have no faith in him. So it's going to be times where Aranda's going to come out, Aranda's going to happen. This is just one of those days. UCSS has zero influence in the Browns locker room front office. I agree. I can't stand there making it seem like Shedeur just in that building, raising hell. For real. They act like he's a problem when all the players came out and said the opposite. All the players said the opposite. Can't trust it. Flavor Flav said, I side-eye all of them. Andrew Berry too. Andrew Berry got to do the job. I'm grading Andrew Berry as things happen, as it unfolds. I'm not a person who doesn't upgrade how I view a situation with new information. If Andrew Berry go out there and mess up the draft, I'm going to say it. If he go out there and knock the draft out of the park, I'm going to say it. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to don't take this as Andrew Berry just got unlimited opportunities and he don't have to perform. No. Sports are performance-based. Sports are performance-based. So we're going to grade the performance. D, we need an off-the-record camo shirt. We moving like the military over here. We might be working on something. We might be working on something. We might be. We might be. We might be. I'll say that. I just put it out there how I feel about people. I just put it out there how I feel. I put out the situations, how I view them in real time. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It doesn't stop them though. Half the time they are over talking and dismissing what he's saying to the point that he can only get through his take on the barbershop. He be fine in my opinion. I guess y'all talking about the dynamics on UCSS. That's why I always say, like, you got to watch who you align yourself to, especially even being on the show with them. To me, a lot of stuff that happened on UCSS is disrespectful. It is disrespectful. The way they cut each other off, the way they don't let you finish speaking, it's disrespectful. So I wouldn't want to be on a show like that where people just feel okay to just try to cut me off. That's not cool. So it is what it is. Access has been denied for liars, Mary Cabot, Tony Grossi, Jason Lloyd, etc. Shout out to AB and Todd Munkin that spoke already. For real. They put it out there. Okay, thanks. They out here talking like AB, the next best thing since sliced bread. Nah, this is performance-based. This continues. Your resume is continually updated. You don't do one thing and you ride out 6 years. You don't get to be coach of the year twice, which is a media award, and you get to be terrible for 7 years. It don't work like that. You have to continuously update your resume. You have to. So that's how I view it. So just remember, if any person I'm giving praise to is, I could be saying, hey, this person underperformed. That's how I view it. Let's see what we got from Zedric before we wrap this thing up. Hold on. I'll do it this way. A new tight end. All right, got you. They're gonna make sure we busy. They're gonna make sure we busy with doing our homework. Let's do this. I'll pull it up on the screen right here. Let's do this. Pull it up on the screen before we get out of here. Take this down. Then we'll pull up what Zedric sent us. All right. So Cleveland finds a tight end apparel Harold Fenner Jr. with David Njoku not returning. Stole 28, hasn't had more than 123 receiving yards in the season. He's primarily an inline blocker, which the Browns need. All right, I like that. I'm going to check out some film on him. This is what the Browns need to pair with Harold Fannin. You need this pairing because this way, I ain't on the screen. This is the type of person you want to pair with Fannin, and this is how you also help your offensive line. You have more guys up there who are willing and capable blockers. So I like this. I don't know where my chat went. Where'd my chat go? There we go. There we go. We are right there. So I like this. I got to look more into him. Jack Stahl, wonder where he came from. He's a vet, so I'll look more into him. But a tight end that can block is what they needed. What the Browns needed to add to pair with Harold Fannin. Now you can move Harold Fannin all around. He doesn't have to be that primary blocker. They're building out the boring parts, and I like it. They're building it out, y'all, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah, Zedric be on top of it. Shout out to Zedric. He be over there multitasking. We appreciate you. Shout out to Zedric. Shout out to Zedric, y'all. So we're building of the O-line with free agency. What is the strategy going into the draft next month? I think they still go for left tackle. So I think they look at Fano. I think they look at Dunker, and it's one more I'm missing. Monroe Freely in the first round. I think they look at one of those three in the first round, and I think they go receiver. So to me, this might mean they're going to go receiver, lineman, receiver, something like that. This might be AB first year without any interference. Let's see how he does. Yeah, I can't quantify how much impact DePodesta had, but to me, what seems clear that this year, AB has the final say, and I think that's how I can grade it. Because I don't know if DePodesta had the final say, if who had the final say or what. So this year, it just seems to me AB has the final say based how he's came out and spoken to media. So that's how I take it. So I like it. Build out the boring parts. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Let's shout out everybody who supported the stream before we get out of here. This was about 2.5 hours. Not bad timing. But let's shout out everybody who supported the stream. Shout out to Wet 11s. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Shout out to Laurie, Replay Gang. Shout out to Charmaine. Shout out to Black Pearl. Shout out to Shanithia. I appreciate all of y'all support. This has been another great stream. I might even have to clip the end of this up and put up a little video about it. But Jason Lloyd is all opinion, and his opinions are not good. Enjoy the next couple of days. It's not Monday. Let me remember. It's Wednesday. So I will see y'all in 2 days on Friday. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We doing something big over here. Off the Record D. This has been Eliminate the Gray. I will see y'all Friday. Peace, everybody.
Look at what I did. Look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just went my hardest.